Hello, welcome to Liz Rocks and Stuff. I'm Liz, and this is episode 129 of What's My Tumbler. Say hello to my not even a year old puppy, Yuna. And so this starting with Obsidian. It is, again, still Obsidian. And so this is getting rinsed. It's in stage 3 currently, so then we are going to get it into stage 3.5. And after that, it will be going into final polish next week. So that's exciting. And then I only have one more batch of Obsidian before I am done with Obsidian for a while. So, also, it was absolutely pouring down rain when I was trying to film this. Plus, it was very dark outside. So, welcome to my indoor rinsing setup for any that are new and have not seen this. This is being rinsed in a sink that is a functioning sink. So we do not pour slurry down the drain. So in the rinsing portions, you'll notice I'm rinsing into a pot. There is a towel under the pot to keep anything from going down the drain. And then all of that gets dumped outside. So we're not pouring anything in a drain, but this is why my setup looks a little weird because it is inside and a little bit echoey because that's just how I had to do it because it was torrential downpours, and I'll film in the rain, but not that rain. So this is going into a soap cycle since we are changing to stage 3.5. And so after that, we are going to do another rinse. Again, like I said, you can see that I'm rinsing into a pot. There's a towel under there. There's a plug in the sink. Lots of fail safes to make sure that none of the slurry goes down the drain because that's very, very, very bad. If you like having plumbing, do not dump slurry down your drain. All right, so we're going to put all of this back into the barrel. I did add a little bit more media to this. With my softer rocks and my obsidian, I do like to have it like 80 to 90% full. 90 is maybe a little bit full, but at least 80% full. Just to add extra cushioning to make sure that you're not damaging your rocks. So that's a tablespoon of stage 3.5 grit and a tablespoon of borax. And then this is ready to go back on the tumbler for a week. Also the crows in my backyard. Anyway, so now we're at Decal. This is South Dakota Chalcedony. Chalcedony. It's going to take a minute for me to change that. Also with some opal and glass and other things in here for cushioning because I want to make sure that this is as full as possible. So this is currently in stage 1 still. So we are going to, I am just looking at the chalcedony. I'm not looking at the filler rocks that I put in. So checking to see if anything is ready to move on to stage 2. And none of this was. Just get used to seeing this stuff every week for a while. Some of these things look like they're going to take a long time. So does Liz have patience is what we're going to learn with this stuff. And I have a feeling the Feldspar might also be a test of my patience, judging from how it looked like this week. So, because some of that Feldspar has been through 2 stages of stage 1 already. And you'll see what it looks like. But anyway, so I'm just looking, like I said, I'm just looking at the chalcedony. I'm not looking at the filler stuff. Which is mostly opal, but with a few other things in there. So this is just going back into stage 1. So tablespoon of borax, 3 tablespoons of stage 1 grit, and that's going back on the tumbler for another week. I don't even know how many weeks we are into this now, but it's been a while. All right, going on to the Iolite, which is being retumbled. So this is also currently in stage 3. Going into stage 3.5 because I'm treating it like it's a soft rock just to see if that helps since I wasn't happy with the finish that they got when I redid them the last time. So I'm just going to check and make sure nothing is chipped or broken here. It's pretty straightforward. This is not this has just been going on for a while now. I'm kind of tired of the Iolite. It's very pretty, and I wish that it would take a good shine And if it does take a good shine, I'll be very happy. But I have, at this moment in time, not a lot of hope that this stuff is going to turn out well. But, you know, you never know. I've had batches that I didn't think were going to turn out that ended up being really nice. But I've also had stuff that I thought was going to be great and was not. So, you know, we'll see. But this is going to get a soap cycle since this is changing grits. So we're going to put a little bit of ivory soap in there, and then the sounds that that thing makes. I don't know if you guys can hear it, but I can hear it while I'm doing the voiceover. Some interesting sounds. Anyway, so that's going on a soap cycle for a few hours. Once that's done, we're going to bring it back out and then rinse it off. By the way, I hate rinsing and doing things inside. I am not going to continue this through the winter like I have done in the past. It absolutely is horrible. I don't like it at all. My outside setup is so much better. But anyway, tablespoon of borax, forgot to put water in it. I actually completely forgot to do everything and was buttoning it up when I remembered. This is the last of my stage 3.5 grit, so I'm going to have to put in an order, which it kind of sucks because I don't need any more rocks, but I don't like ordering grit without ordering rocks because if I'm going to pay for the shipping, I might as well, you know? We'll see. But anyway, this is going into stage 3.5, and so that will be going into final polish next week. And finally, we have the salmon feldspar, which is the first time you guys are seeing it since I forgot to film it last week. But some of this was put in initially with the Iolite to help with shaping in stage 1 before I changed my mind on what I was going to do. So I don't know if you can tell from here, but these are not smoothing out very much. And so some of these have already been through a stage 1 for 1 week, but none of these look any different than they did from when I put them in originally. So at some point I was looking at it, I was like, none of these are ready to move on. And I just threw them all back in. So all that, and then added in my rough. You can see there's really not much difference between the rough and what's in it, what has been through a week already. So I think the feldspar is also going to be a bit of a test of my patience. So tablespoon of borax, 3 tablespoons of stage 1 grit, and these are going to go into stage 1 for yet another week. So with that, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I hope to see you all back next week.